Hello, YouTube community, or Total War community, or whoever's bored enough to watch this. This is Sun Tzu's second cousin playing another Total War, Shogun 2 Total War battle on the map Rice Fields. The enemy is Czech Kicks 2. Yep, that's pretty much it. Battle of the Rice Fields. Now, the problem with this map, or actually one of the reasons I actually favor the map, is because it's completely flat. So it is actually usually a fairly balanced map to play on. Here's the enemy. This is my old medium build again. Like I said, the 4 Ashigaru bow units, the 2 Naginata, the Lone Sword Ashigaru, and then 2 Katana Samurai, as well as my Great Guard. And I brought 1 regular Great Guard, and they're great, which is a Frosted Flakes quote. Because I really like cereal. So the reason I chose to commentate this battle was one of my old battles. It has to do with formation, another very important Sun Tzu principle. Actually, I whipped out the book, so I'm going to actually read something that I think is very important. And as Master Sun would say, in ancient times, the skillful warriors first made themselves invincible and then watched for vulnerability in their opponents. The reason that this is important, or what he's really trying to say, is that invincibility is in your defense, and in your attack is where you find vulnerabilities in the opponent. So what I do is, like usual, I pick a very unconventional way to set up my army. A lot of people tend to do the exact same thing. I'm sure you've seen me split my group, my army into 2 groups before, and that's also another Sun Tzu principle. Give him a weaker force. I'm really hoping that he would just attack either my left or right. I guess I fairly balance them. I constantly maneuver my Great Guard around, trying to get him to make some sort of move. So in the meantime, I'm taking this dojo. He's not being very aggressive. He just feels like trading arrow fire with me, which is not the best idea because he only has 2 units of bow samurai, while I have 4 units of bow ashigaru. And which I'll also point out, the bow ashigaru can take out the bow samurai pretty easily. Well, at least it's a fair fight. They have 120 men, and the bow samurai will only have 90. And while they're more useful against melee attacks, they're still going to die versus cav. They're not the most useful units ever. So I guess he decides to actually take my bait on the right side, one of my baits. Kind of. I guess he just decided to stand them in loose formation. I don't see the purpose of that, other than maybe trying to entice me to attack, but he's also building up his cav. 1 Yari cav, 2 light cav. All in the meanwhile, I'm testing his micromanaging ability. I threw a Great Guard right behind, and he's trying to actually shift his defenses, which is actually intelligent. He's using the Naginata Samurai to defend his rear. He doesn't want me to peg off his general because that will hurt him pretty hard, especially this early in the battle. So I'm pretty much skirmishing with my bow ashigaru, and he decides to make a attack, and I whip out my Naginata and my Great Guard, and I believe I throw my ashigaru. That's right, Lone Sword. Here they go. I just want to wrap all these units up, as many as I can, so I can defend against this cavalry attack, wrap up, or kill his cavalry, which I'm about to do right here. I'm going to do a hammer and anvil strike on this light cav, and I guess my Great Guard only lost about 15 units at this point versus this unit of Yari cav. They're not hurting too bad. So I decide this is where most of the confrontation is going to take place. My Lone Sword are doing fairly well considering they got charged by cav and are taking on the cav unit still. And I ran my Great Guard to sort of cause some panic over here. All in the meanwhile, my Katana Samurai are actually not necessarily slaughtering, but they're routing this Lone Sword Ashigaru unit, and then this unit Yari Samurai. It was a bad choice for my opponent to use these 2 units against my unit of veteran Katana Samurai. The Yari are, like I'm sure you know, particularly weak against katanas. So, and obviously Ashigaru units are crap versus everything, so wasn't the best choice. But that's okay. So here's my guys. See that dramatic fall down? I think he's faking it. Should stop being a bitch. Should get back up. Oh shit. Oh So this is what's going on right now. A lot of chaos. This is really my front line right now, and I'm just kind of showering with arrow fire. Really trying to entice him to just throw units at me, and that's exactly what he's been doing. You can see this guy doesn't even know where to put his Katana Samurai. He's getting shot by arrows. You got 2 units that could easily just, you know, envelop the 1 unit if he attacks with 1. I think intelligently, well, from the start, what he should have done was probably made some sort of attack on me with his infantry, because he had an infantry. He pretty much had more infantry than I did, and less bowmen. So, there's my Great Guard. Half, let's see, yeah, 26 out of 60. They're hurting, and so these guys are 36 out of 60. So I draw back my lines, trying to get him to make stupid attacks. I have this arrow advantage. He's not addressing the situation, so I'm just going to sit here and shoot at his, you know, his units, whatever I can kill, I'm going to kill. So if you were one of these guys, you'd probably be a little pissed off at your general if you'd kind of want to run at the enemy. So I believe my constant arrow fire eventually gets him to move. I'm surrounding him, at least with my, you know, Great Guard. It's enough to make him worry about it, and I believe this is about where the battle ends, because I throw him into some sort of disarray right here. Yeah, because we got this unit of Lone Sword Ashigaru. If you're not aware, you know, hitting units from behind is extremely demoralizing. Of course, he turns to face the cav. Nevertheless, Lone Sword Ashigaru versus Great Guard. You might as well, have just burned tissue paper, because there they go. They're dying. Let's see. So on this side, you got the Katana Samurai. They're taking on Yari Ashigaru, another poor choice in mix and matching units. I took my other Great Guard, and they're about to perform a nice little hammer anvil strike. Boom! And obviously that unit just shit themselves silly, and they're done. I bring my general in to attack whatever unit that was, and he quit. Rightfully so, because he was getting raked over the coals. So, like I said, pretty much the formation part of Sun Tzu. The fact of the matter is my defense was solid, and I took advantage of the lack of his inability to really defend effectively. It was mostly due to my attacks. Lots of skirmishing attacks. Maybe that's not your cup of tea, but when you play with a smaller army, even a veteran army, it's always the best to try to even the odds. And then when you have a veteran army, and if you can bring your opponent down to the same level of troops through guerrilla tactics, generally works pretty well. So good game to my opponent. Actually, I really enjoy making these videos, so I'm just going to keep doing it all day because it's fun. And I have a lot of videos saved, and I'll try to make sure to apply Sun Tzu principles each video. I actually whipped out the book so I could remember and actually make some direct quotes. Well, anyway, thank you for watching. Take care.